I have not uploaded a reaction to this channel in a really long time, but there's this YouTuber who every single day makes a new video. I'm not even subscribed to his channel, but for some damn reason, YouTube always sends me his videos. Yesterday, one of his videos came across my For You page, and I ended up forcing myself to watch the video. And what I saw in that video was so ridiculous that I had to react to it on my stream. So without further ado, here is the reaction. This guy makes me so fucking angry, guys. His takes are so fucking bad. The title of the video is I'm Not Black, I'm OJ by Antonio Speaks.
Rich ninja, poor ninja, light ninja, dark ninja, fat ninja, skinny ninja, you still a ninja. But in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how a lot of these black people that get to these higher places, I guess they think that they can hide their blackness or be treated differently from other black people because they have a status or have this certain type of money. Now, the main reason for me doing this video is because this clip I seen of two streamers, T Banks and Dub. I want to give a big shout out to T Banks because he's one of the only black streamers that I see actually have a backbone and seems to be kind of proud of being black. With a lot of these other
being proud of being black. I have said this before and I'll say it again. If you're proud of your race, a race that you were just born into by coincidence, that you didn't work towards, then you're a low IQ person. That's the first thing that I have to point out in this video that makes me irritated. Being proud of your race. Proud. I'm proud because I'm white. I'm proud because I'm black. I'm proud because I'm Hispanic. It's the stupidest, most low IQ take you can have. And I also hate that if I were a white guy, or if he was a white guy and he watched a video of a white guy saying he was proud to be white, he would say, oh, this guy's a white supremacist. He doesn't realize the irony is that him saying that he's proud of being black is literally just as supremacist as somebody saying that they're proud of being white. And it's just as stupid. This guy is completely obsessed with race, and it's so irritating to watch.
Black streamers, they be around these racist folks, let they Hispanic and white friends say the N-word and just have no sense of, you know, black pride. It's very embarrassing, to say the least. But in this,
it's very embarrassing that you've made a whole community, a whole career out of being black pride. What does that even mean, black pride? All of his takes are so low IQ, so emotional. So I got a chip on my shoulder, so now I got to work extra hard to make it so that people accept me because of my race. Why don't you make it so that people accept you because of the character that you have, your personality, your intellect? Use that for something better than propping up this race propaganda. It's divisionary. It's reductive. It's the stupidest thing that I've seen on the internet in a really long time. Every time I see this guy's content, it makes me irritated. It really does. He's obsessed with the color of his skin. We're never going to move past the color of your skin if you're obsessed with it, if that's all you talk about. Talk about other things. Expand your horizon. Go travel. Go see the world. Go experience life instead of living in this crazy echo chamber that you've constructed.
clip, T Banks and Dub are going to debate whether other races should be able to say the N-word, and we're going to dissect this clip. Let's get into it.
Imagine being obsessed with whether somebody says a fucking word or not. Your whole life revolves around this victim mindset, and if somebody says a particular chain of syllables, you lose your shit. You chimp out. You start yelling. You start getting offended. You're willing to commit violent acts because somebody said a fucking word, because they fucking enunciated some sounds with their vocal cords. Super duper low IQ, low energy, low vibrations.
Mexican come to you and say, what's up, my nigga? You let him slide?
Yes.
Why?
Nigga, because I don't give a fuck.
Oh, respect. I do.
Yo, rare dub W. Homie said, I don't give a fuck. I feel the exact same way, man. I'm not losing sleep over a fucking word. I'm not losing sleep. I'm not going to catch a case because somebody said a word that I don't like. I'm not that emotional. Control your emotions. You're just proving the stereotype. The stereotype of, oh, these people can't control their emotions. They're too emotional. They have no self-control. Because the moment you hear a word, the magic word, all of a sudden you're willing to chimp out. You're willing to do whatever it takes to get yourself in trouble, get locked up, catch a case because somebody said a fucking word. Ridiculous. Emotional. Reactive. Wake up, man. You're being played. Get your money up. That's what you should be focused on.
What do you give you say? But what are you giving a fuck about?
I would say don't call me that. And if you keep calling me that, I'm gonna call you your slur back.
So here's the question.
It's that simple. It's that simple. But Dub already is just showing off his ignorance, stating that he don't give a fuck. And this is what I mean, man. A lot of these dudes don't stand for anything. This is the brother of DDG who praises money, who praises materialistic things. So it's like, as long as they get in that bag and get money, they'll tolerate anything.
And you rather live in squalor, live in abysmal conditions, be in the hood, but you're proud of your race. Man, we be living in the hood. Man, let me get that fried chicken, man. We be living in the hood. We be broke, man, but I'm proud of my race, though. I'm proud. Yo, black power, man, black power. I got no money. I got nowhere to drop dead. My fucking family's starving, but hey, at least I know my race. At least I'm proud of my heritage. You sound ignorant as fuck. Ignorant as fuck. And this is the reason why the people can't get out of the slums. This is the reason why they can't advance. This is the reason why they can't grow. Because they're not willing to expand their fucking horizons, man. They're stuck in this trap. This trap of being, man, my race, man, that's important, bro. They're disrespecting me. I gotta show them who's who. I gotta rep the block. Groupthink. Wake up. The group don't give a fuck about you. You shouldn't be focused on your blackness. You got a chip on your shoulder. Get your money up. Get your personality up. Learn some skills. Be important. Add value back to society, man. This shit is not adding value back to society. It's literally just propagating the victim mindset, the mind virus that is racism.
Okay, so but listen.
Why?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga.
How do you be a nigga? Bro,
Everybody wants to be black until it's time to be black. They're like, I ain't black. They want to be able to say the nigga word, but then when you gotta, let's not get political. No, but when you gotta deal,
political. It's political, not political.
Stores like Balenciaga, just like you, when you walk to these Balenciaga stores, you don't get stereotype anymore. You don't. I don't care where other people at.
Already, that is wrong. We just had a situation, y'all, where the wife of the billionaire LeBron James, Savannah James, went into some store, I believe in Europe. I'm not sure exactly, but I'll put it up on the screen. And she got profiled. She is the wife of a man with $1 billion.
Then he talks about some celebrity's wife who got profiled. People get profiled all the time, including white people, including Asian people, including Latinos. You think that you're Polish, you go to the UK, you're not getting profiled? Come on, dude. You think that you're Russian, you go somewhere, you're not getting profiled? But I don't hear them crying and crying and crying and crying about it and not doing anything about it. You don't want to be profiled? Change your image. Change your culture. Having this reactionary culture where you run around being gangster, propagating violence, not having self-control, not being able to communicate eloquently, that is the reason why you're being profiled to begin with. Lock in.
And she got profiled because she was black. So, Dub, whatever bullshit you talking, maybe in LA, yeah, I guess.
The victim mindset.
Put that aside without knowing who you are. The first thing they're going to see is a black man and they're going to stereotype you. So that's bullshit off the rip. And we see cases like this all the time.
LA and where we're at, we are not.
What does that have to do?
Like, oh my God! Like I don't see race anymore.
Oh my, he's one of those type of niggas. I don't. These are the ones that have this mindset, y'all. And then when something happened to them, when they the only black person in these non-black friend groups, everybody want to get on the internet and, you know what I'm saying, in the media crying. But this the mindset they be having. They want to be ignorant. They want to be naive. They don't see color.
And all you see is color. All you see is racism. No matter what happens to you, whether it has to do with race or not, that's the first thing you're going to blame. Oh, man, they treat me bad at their restaurant because I'm black, man. I've been waiting here for 30 minutes for my food, and it's because I'm black. Everything goes back to this victim mindset. You have a mind virus. And he's one of the people who displays the virus openly. You know, there's people who carry the virus subconsciously, but he's a spreader. He's a super spreader. He's coming on here. He's talking all this rhetoric, getting people riled up, having them regress to this fucking reductive mindset. And that's the reason why I have a problem with this content.
My nigga, they see color. Everybody see color.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That was the most retardedest thing I've ever heard you say in my life.
Oh, bro, listen, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, like,
And if you noticed, there's more successful people of minorities that don't focus on color than there is people that focus on color. Almost every single time I find a successful person who's black or Latino and I ask them, do they concern themselves with race and color? They almost always say no. They almost always say no. The people that are focused too much on their race, on their ethnicity, are always broke. And the only ones out of their subgroup that are not broke are the ones that talk about race and make that their fucking bread and butter. Like Antonio Speaks. Antonio Speaks, the only reason that he is able to get income is because he's talking about this and it's his bread and butter. It's his grift. If he wasn't talking about this, but he had this mindset, he'd be a brokey. Another brokey who has nothing, crying about how he was enslaved 300 years ago.
If a Mexican walk up to me like, what's up, nigga? I don't think of it that deep.
Very embarrassing clip, and that was pretty much it. The thing about me, y'all, I guess, and it'd be foreign to some of y'all on the internet. Not y'all, because y'all been watching me for a while. Me being black.
Not y'all, because you've built an echo chamber where everybody agrees with you and your community.
And having a lot of pride for it. It's something that was just instilled in me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up within my home, you know what I'm saying? My childhood home, we got pictures of Malcolm X on the wall, prominent civil rights leaders, African motherfucking leaders, like you know what I'm saying? Just I don't know the word, but we have so many art of just black around me. So
you've been brainwashed.
Without them even telling me anything, it was just around me. Then as I started getting older, you know what I'm saying? My pops, he used to break shit down to me because I had my older siblings.
Let me guess, your pops was probably a brokey. He was probably a brokey. He was obsessed with his race. Boy, they ain't never gonna treat you right because of the color of your skin, man. We gotta stand up. We gotta grab them guns and take this country back. America's a horrible place. If you don't like America and you don't like American culture and you don't want to assimilate, then go back to Africa. It's not that hard, bro. I don't understand what the end goal is. What do you think you're gonna win by making this type of content? Seriously, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? This is the reason why you guys need to read 1984, George Orwell, because in the book, he explains that a revolutionary is just a dictator in disguise. A guy like Antonio Speaks, if you gave him all of the power in the world, he would enslave all the other races and he would do the same kind of shit that they did to him, to his race, to everybody else. This is an inferiority complex. That's all it is. And then it's coded in layer and layer and layer of cope.
Was like in high school and I was like in elementary, so he used to teach them, so I used to just chime in and listen. So I was early on, I was already in tune. I learned about the Willie Lynch letter like 8 years old, all the barbaric shit they used to do in slavery very early on. So like, you know, growing up, it was already instilled in me. And I think nowadays a lot of these parents, they don't teach their kids about black history. They aren't teaching them to be prideful of being black. So it's like they'll just end up putting their blackness to the side. You know what I'm saying? They get a piece of this money, now they think they're not black no more. But Dub is a prominent example of that. He'll let a Mexican call.
It's not that they don't think that they're black anymore. It's that they're not focused only on their fucking race. Their race is not their personality. And the problem that you have is that you've made your race your entire personality. You don't even know who you are. I guarantee he doesn't know who he is because his whole identity is only the color of his skin. Blackness this and blackness that, and this came from Africa and that came from Africa, and all the things that he probably likes are all things that are derived from his race. There's nothing that he's come up with from independent thought. I promise you, I almost 100% guarantee you, because I've dealt with people that are brainwashed, whether it be their religion, whether it be their political ideology, whether it be gender politics. When somebody is brainwashed, they make it their entire personality. So I kind of pity him to a certain degree because he can't go back and deny it. He can't reject it. Because rejecting it would be rejecting his own self. It would be rejecting everything that he stands for. He's too old. At this point, you can't start over. If you don't know who you are and you're in your 30s, your late 20s, what are you going to do? Erase your entire personality and start over? I mean, you could do that, but most people are not going to be willing to do that. So he's stuck. He's trapped. He's put himself in a corner. He's become an ideologue. Somebody who spreads propaganda on the internet for absolutely no reason other than to feel better about himself.
On the N-word, probably kicking it with all these racist white folks. Like, it's just embarrassing. But you know, man, his Negro wake-up call will come. The disrespect is going to keep getting louder, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times within the streamer space, they don't just come out and be racist to you. They'll say little small passive-aggressive things. And I got a clip that perfectly illustrates this. So this right here is a clip from the streamer Canel Joseph. And this white girl, she basically gonna use a little microaggression.
Do you wish you were
Microaggressions. You're over here. You must be the biggest victim in the world. You must be the biggest victim in the universe. Because you're over here counting microaggressions. You think that other races don't get offended, bro? You think, but you know what? They don't make it the focus of their life. They don't concentrate on it. They don't explain it over and over again. They don't make a bunch of videos about it. They don't cry about it on the internet. You would be much better off if you just judge people on their independent actions instead of trying to be part of a group. But the problem is that you're a part of a group because you haven't accomplished anything in your life. So you need to be part of that group in order to feel like you've accomplished something.
A black guy, or do you like being a white black guy?
First off, that is a wild ass question. What do you mean by that? And you know what I'm saying? Just to summarize it, it's like, are you cool with being the token black? And let's hear his response.
You know, when you get somebody with a little bit of education,
Demureness?
Do y'all hear this?
I don't know what that means,
Demureness is fanciness.
but when you do that, you like literally, you get treated better.
First off, there are plenty educated black guys. Like, what is he talking about? You don't gotta be a token black to be educated. Many of my friends are educated. I'm educated, but I'm not a fucking token black. I'm not one of the good ones. I'm gonna let you know I'm not one of the good ones. Now, I want to bring up this Master P clip because
You missed the entire point of what Canelo was saying. Now, I'm not going to say that what the girl said wasn't offensive or stupid. It kind of was. But at the same time, what Canelo was trying to say is that when you start to get a little bit more educated, when you start to understand how society works, you're probably not going to be associating with a bunch of niggas. Let's just keep it a buck. You're going to try to associate with other people of a like mind, and you're not really focused on the color of their skin. It just so happens that the people that are of like mind are not in your race because there are barely any people inside your group that you can find actively that have the same mindset as you. But then these kind of black revolutionaries, right? Revolutionaries see you hanging out with a bunch of fucking people of a different race, and they think that you're doing it because of the race, when in reality, you're not doing it because of the race at all. You're doing it because of the mindset. If you could find a bunch of people that were in your race that had the same mindset, you'd be hanging out with them, but you can't because it's very hard to find those people. And if you're going to ignore that and deny it, then you're delusional. You're just delusional.
he has been trending lately, and I think it feeds into the sentiment of, I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Somebody look like us say, hey, how come we don't own our own tennis shoe? When Nike started out of their garage. Like, Phil Knight started out of his garage. And I tell people all the time, look, it's not about a color. Like, think about it. Even though when I help black-owned business, I'm doing that because we at the bottom of the totem pole. But we want to create product for everybody. This product.
And probably, like I said a moment ago, when he helps black-owned business, he's not doing it particularly because they're black. He's doing it because those people are within his demographic and they have the same mindset. He's not going to the hood and hanging out with some gangsters and helping them out. He's helping like-minded people. People seek out like-minded people. That's the bottom line. It has nothing to do with race.
It's for everybody, blacks, white, Asian, Latino, but it don't have too many black-owned companies. Like, show me how many black-owned tennis shoe companies out there that's making functional shoes that actually own it. It's not that many. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So when I find a problem, my passion get like, I need to do this. I got to show the world.
I ain't gonna lie, I have that same sentiment. Like,
You don't have that same sentiment. You don't have that same sentiment. Don't bullshit us.
Okay.
Don't bullshit us. If you had a fucking company, you would not try to associate with anyone else, and you would make it completely about your race, and you would try to fucking gatekeep it. 100%. He would never sit on there and say, oh, this is for whites and Asians and Latinos. Just by your rhetoric, just by all of your videos, you can tell. You've even said it about your own videos, which is just content. This content isn't for Latinos. This content isn't for white people. So shut up. Don't try to virtue signal here.
Whole atmosphere of like how black people like we don't really have that much infrastructure. We don't have that many black businesses in certain areas. And it's hard because I want to shop at everything black owned, but I just physically can't do that. So this is why I say in 2026, we don't need another just prominent leader. Like, we all just got to come together and get on our shit. Like, black person started a grocery store, black person start up a hospital, a black person start up this, a black person start up that. Like, as a collective, we can come together. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing that we lacking.
It's not going to happen because in order for you to build something successful, you need to collaborate with people outside of your demographic and outside of your race. You're not going to be able to just start out of the blue. And the problem is that when somebody like me tries to start a business and I start talking to people outside of my demographic, a guy like you will be like, oh my God, look at this guy associating with those Asians. Look at him associating with those Arabs. He's a token black. You think that guy with a shoe company just started that shit out of the blue with a bunch of black associates? Are you stupid? The problem is that you don't understand how the world works, Antonio. You literally don't understand how the world works. You're naive. You haven't come out of your box. You're literally on the plantation and you love that shit. You enjoy that shit. You're proud of that shit. Worst of all.
So I understand that. You know what I'm saying? We lacking in something and a black person come out and do it. And then sometimes the people don't want to support it. But I'm going to let him finish on with what he's saying because this is where he started to lose me though.
What's been the biggest surprise of the stardom? I mean, you've been in this game for a very, very long time. What's been the biggest surprise about it all?
Our own culture don't believe that we could do it. You know, because they just don't get it. They're like, how you could do this? I mean, like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you, building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never harped on that.
All right. Okay.
He's literally saying the exact same thing that I've been saying. You're focused on negative, bro. You're focusing on a chip that you have on your shoulder. You're focusing on being the victim. This is the reason why you want to be part of a bigger group, because you want to share in the victimhood. And it's the reason why you're not going to succeed. It's the reason why you're going to waste your entire life rambling and being ignored by everybody else who's doing stuff in society, because nobody cares about your plight. Just like in your individual life, nobody cares if you sink or you swim. Nobody cares if you fucking survive. Nobody cares if you make it. It goes the same way in the larger picture. Nobody cares about the plight of your fucking people. I'm sorry. I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. Lock in and add value. If you add value, then people will start to appreciate you. But if you continue to complain and cry and act like you're the victim and demand that people treat you a certain way, it's not going to happen. They're going to reject you and you're going to find yourself ostracized. And that's exactly what you're propagating.
See, this is where he lost me. It's not about harping on it. 2026, we have people that won't even admit the evil shit they did. They'll say, oh, slavery was a benefit.
And I want to make it clear, because he's going to say something that I deny. I want to make it clear. I am not saying that there isn't prejudiceness. I'm not saying that there's no racism. I'm not saying that what happened to our ancestors wasn't unjust. I'm not saying any of those things. What I'm saying is that repeating it over and over again and putting yourself in this slave mindset, because that's what it is. It's a slave mindset. Putting yourself in the slave mindset of you're the victim, something is owed to you, is not going to get you to success. It's never going to get you there. You're never going to get what you want. You're never going to get up in society. You're always going to be in the bottom rung of society complaining. Nobody wants to be around a complainer. Just like nobody wants to be around that one guy who's always complaining and negative, nobody wants to be around a group of people that are complaining and negative and acting up and destroying stuff and rebelling and that don't want to assimilate and that don't add value back to the community. They don't want to be there. They don't want to associate with them. They don't want to do business with them, and they're not going to raise their status in society.
To you guys, if not, you will be in Africa somewhere in huts. You should be grateful, whether you want to believe it or not. The reason Black America is so messed up right now, you know what I'm saying, even though it's overly exaggerated, is because of what we went. 400 years of slavery. The type of slavery that Black people went through is nothing that no group of people have ever experienced. It was a attempt.
And that's also a lie. Look, I'm not trying to downplay slavery, but there's been plenty of other races, groups that have been enslaved. You think the Vikings didn't enslave people? You think the Romans didn't enslave people? You think the Arabs didn't enslave people? You think other groups haven't been enslaved? Maybe not at mass scale, but they've been enslaved, bro. There's been plenty of people that have been enslaved throughout history. Go read a history book.
Genocide. It was the worst atrocity in mankind. Slavery was so bad, they don't tell you the worst of it. But we go through that. Then we get released in 1865. We still ain't free after that. We got to deal with KKK, Jim Crow, yada, yada, you know. Boom.
We. I love how he uses the word we. It's not we, it's they. You're not one of them, bro. You weren't a slave. You've never been shackled. You never were whipped. You didn't pick cotton or sugar cane or any of that stuff. Why are you acting like that? Why are you putting your mindset, you're throwing your mindset back into the past and putting yourself in the shoes of a slave? And this is the reason why you're not going to advance, because you have slave mind. You're a slave mind propagator.
We start to have people that step up. Malcolm X's, Fred Hampton's, Black Panthers. They infiltrate those groups, kill off all our leaders. Then guess what they do after that? Break up the community aspect of it. Start pushing capitalism. Then what they do next is chemical warfare. Heroin and crack epidemic. Start dropping drugs off into the hood. Then start arresting those same. That was in.
And you have no personal agency, right? You're not able to get yourself together and say, we're not going to do this. We're not going to sell drugs. We're not going to do drugs. We're not going to propagate music that promotes drugs. No, you have no self-agency. You're just a victim. Do you guys hear what he's saying, chat? Am I crazy? You take no personal responsibility for any of your decisions. Everything has been imposed on you.
80s and 90s. It's 2026. That was only, what, 2030?
Another slave in the matrix.
It's just so disingenuous because a lot of y'all don't really know the history of what we've been through. And it's not us being a victim. It's us talking about what really happened. In the same way that Master P is talking, these folks never tell, you know what I'm saying, the Jews to get over it. They never say that. They never say get over the Holocaust. Nobody ever says that to them. But for black people, we got to get over slavery. We got to get over this. We got to get over that. We got to be the bigger man. Every time.
The victim Olympics. The fact that he's bringing up the Holocaust or whatever other atrocity. The literal victim Olympics. It's not fair. Why do I not get to have a victim trophy? The Jews have a victim trophy. The Armenians have a victim trophy. The Chinese have a victim trophy. Why can't I have a victim trophy? It's not fair. Pathetic.
It's get over some shit. No, we gonna acknowledge what the fuck y'all did because it was way worse than what y'all even like to talk about, bro.
Pathetic.
Speaking of the Jews and the Holocaust, bro, they got reparations. They got a whole free fucking country. What did they give black Americans for all that shit, dog? Nothing. And you know the crazy thing, y'all? The slave owners got reparations. America was like, okay, since y'all lost y'all property, lost y'all slaves, we gonna give y'all some money because now y'all gotta work for yourself. Like, y'all see how crazy that is? So when we bring up slavery and that
the Jews, whether you like them or not, you cannot deny that they don't add value back to society. Let's be honest here, chat. And I'm not talking about pushing some product on their people. I'm not talking about pop culture. I'm talking about actual value. Money at scale from scratch with new ideas that they manage themselves. They're not a pawn in a game. They're not being manipulated. They're not pushing propaganda other than propaganda they came up with themselves, their own propaganda. Whereas black people, almost everything that they push is not even something that they came up with. But I'll let him talk and then I'll get into it. We're almost done here.
Need our reparations. It's not us being victims. It's just giving us what we owe.
Because I can't change the past, but I can change the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we're looking at a color. And I want more African
100%
tennis shoe companies. I don't want this just to be me. I want so many different product brands owned by us, but making it for everybody.
I agree with that 100%. I want us to create more. And the thing about us is like black folks, we make anything popular. So it's like if one of us popped out in masterpiece shoes.
You, I hate to say it, are used as a pawn in a game, a much larger game. Yes, black people can make things popular, but it's not because they came up with the idea. Some Jewish executive somewhere came up with the idea. Some Caucasian CEO came up with the idea, and they said, what group of people can we use as a fucking experiment group, as a test group to push whatever we want onto society? We'll use the black people. Nike's not a black company. Having grills in your mouth is not something that a black guy came up with. A Chinese guy came up with that in New York. You're a pawn in a game. Wake up. Come up with your own ideas, your own culture. Heck, your own propaganda, but at least let it be something that adds value and tricks the rest of the people to follow you. This victim mindset, this delusion that you're in is not getting you there.
People are like sheep. One person popularized it, next person, black, we make anything cool. So it's like we can
Black people are the easiest social group to manipulate. I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
easily make our own shit cool. But it's also that stigma we got in here. Like, if the whites ain't make it, they don't validate it. We make everything pop. So like, why not just support our own? That's what I've been on lately. I've been rocking a lot of more black owned brands.
It's not that you're making it pop. From the outside perspective, you might think, oh, we're making it popular. No, it's not that you're making it popular. It's that you're easily manipulated. You're easily manipulated. You give them the shiny object. Go wear this thing. It's going to give you reputation, power, and authority. And they're like, oh, great. And they all start doing it. That's called being a sheep. It's called being a lemon. It's called being a fucking follower. Easy, socially manipulated. The easiest group to manipulate.
You know, this Master P clip, I agree with what a lot of what he's saying, but until he got to the harping on slavery part, it's not harping. It's about acknowledging the
ignorance
evil that was done to us. So I agree with everything but that. So yeah, man, that's it for this video. Let me know y'all thoughts on everything. Always remember that you black. Have pride in being black. My blackness will always come first. And that's how I was raised. That's
my blackness will always come first. That's your problem. That's why you're not a multimillionaire. That's why you're not a CEO of a company. That's why you're not successful other than pushing this grift on YouTube. That's why you don't know who you are as a person, because your blackness always comes first. Nobody's saying that you should be ashamed of the color of your skin. You should be indifferent to the color of your skin. Being obsessed with the color of your skin, your race, your ethnicity is a low IQ shit. Get your bag up. Get your fucking value in society up. Build something that other people will use. Produce something of value. Stop complaining. Stop crying. Stop pushing this fucking victim mindset on new people. Stop spreading this bullshit. Lock in. My blackness comes first. You sound so fucking ignorant saying that. It's so fucking stupid. It makes me so angry to hear somebody say something so fucking ignorant. My blackness comes first. You have no personality. Wake up. You're being used. You're a pawn. You're a slave. You still got the slave mindset. You're on the plantation still, doing whatever's fed to you, spreading it to your people. Ignorant. Fool.
how I'm going to raise my children. They already being raised this way. I had one of my Malcolm X posters upstairs, you know what I'm saying? One of my twins, they was like, who that? I was like, that's the GOAT. I'm telling you, they already know how to read. Once they get to like 6 or 7, I'm gonna start having them read they gonna be more pro-black than me. That's the GOAT. But that's
brainwashing their kids.
Similar to this. Go check out what is happening in Black America, because I need y'all to stay on y'all P's and Q's.